When did you know that you wanted to go into counterterrorism?
Yeah, so Dave, I think I've shared the story with you before. I mean, with me, it started very early, but it also seemed so outlandish because, again, no one had ever done that from where we grew up in Metro Detroit. And I was also struggling with pressure from my parents and their own success and their conception of what success looked like for me. I mean, my parents were brilliant. They're both doctors, and the apple could not have fallen farther away from the tree. Like the one thing I didn't get was their brains and their intelligence. I mean, I think I got their drive and ambition, but I didn't get the smart. So, and it was pretty clear when I was young that I wasn't really that. I didn't have that same aptitude uh, that they had for medicine, but I did have for this other sort of set of issues, and that was this bigger understanding or an understanding there was a bigger world around us outside of this really privileged bubble that we all grew up in, and I was drawn to that, and part of it was traveling overseas a lot in the 70s and 80s when we were all young and didn't have gray hair. And my family's all from India and we're Muslim too. So that was bringing me to a part of the world that just seemed like, 8,000 miles away, so remote from West Bloomfield, Birmingham, and Bloomfield Hills. And, but now I'm seeing stuff as a young kid that in a million years you're never going to see in the United States. And that just sparked something in me. But again, I was still dealing with the pressure from my family just to go down this medical school path. So that, I mean, I think that was the beginning. And then I was fighting with myself for almost 20 years, even when I was here at Michigan in undergrad. Okay, which path do I pick? Do I pick the pre-med path, or do I rip the Band-Aid off and do political science or something, history? And knowing that if I ripped the Band-Aid off, that it was going to make a lot of people unhappy, and I would have to deal with that parental disappointment, which is never fun. But it started, yeah, that awakening I think happened early, and then it just took a long time to figure out how to navigate through those two very different worlds.
Right.